Well, there's just a little bit of light surface crazing and one small flea bite, but other than that, it's in really good condition.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okay, we're going to take a little stroll down the glass aisle here and see what's what. I think a lot of you recognize this. This is that anniversary stuff. Now some of these sell. I sold a bunch of these last year. 1913 to 1915 American Heritage Ball jars. These are $2.49 each. In the amethyst color. I'm going to look those up. The green ones that I sold last year did quite well. There's a I guess it's Flora Gold, and I want to say it's Jeanette. It's a 1950s pitcher. I'm not going to purchase it. It's very heavy, $3.50. It might sell for $8 or so. They came with glasses, big tumblers. Oh, there we go. We just talked about this yesterday. This 1960s carnival glass. Big bowl for $7.49. I can't remember if this is one that Indiana made or if it was another one of the companies. Probably Indiana, but it might be somebody else. It's that 60s, 70s carnival. Pretty prevalent. That looks like... Oh my goodness. Rather than being Fostoria American, it looks like Jeanette Cube in pink, and they want $6.49 for it. Sometimes it's difficult to tell the difference between Jeanette and American. The guy that designed this for Fostoria went over to Jeanette, and for that company he designed a pattern almost identical to American's. To Fostoria's America, and it was called Cubed. The cubes are usually a little more pronounced on the Jeanette. That's probably what that is. If I sound like I have a cold, I don't. It's this mask that's kind of pushing on my nose a little bit. I'll consider it, but probably not, because just probably not. Ooh, what's this? Ooh. This is looking very mid-century. Is it glass bake? Is it Anchor Hocking? Is it Pyrex? I don't see anything under there. That's only $5. And I wish it were turquoise blue, but it has its lid. I don't feel any chips. I think this is a possibility. I don't recognize it. I don't know what that is. There may be something underneath that label that I can't see. Oh yeah, that we have to do. It's just a pattern I don't see, usually, and I like the fact that it has its lid with it. I know, I can't help it. Look, Henry Mancini. 3 CDs, not cassettes. 3 CDs for $4.50. Love me some Henry Mancini. Don't you? Okay, so we're finding some vintage things. Hazel Atlas crisscross refrigerator dish. There's the big one without its lid, and it's clear, so that's going to be at the low end. You want to try to find those in pink or in green. Those are the ones that sell for the higher price. Oh no, poor little turkey, where's your head? You lost your top. And there's no price on you, so maybe your head is around here somewhere. We'll keep looking. Hello, Diana. I like that. very much. Nice milk glass there. What do you think? Indiana? I'm sorry, Imperial or Westmoreland? We probably aren't going to be able to see because it's covered up. Well, maybe it's somebody else. I see a date of 1970 something. So, actually, beats me. Okay, everybody knows what this is, right? Pyrex. Spring Blossom, Crazy Daisy. So there's 1, 2. Oh, you can't see it, but I can. That the smallest bowl in there is not the same pattern. It's a different pattern that they stuck in there, which I can't remember the name of it, but $7.49. And the bowls, that would come off, but you see a lot of that. I think I'll pass on that. Looks like a made in Japan Majolica looking thing from the 30s. Pretty soup bowl. Oh my, what was that? Oh, get down here. Creaking knees. Okay, that is, oh. Well, that's okay. That pattern is okay. These are, oh my goodness. Now, a lot of you know, but I have already forgotten. It's not Pyrex. Is this Anchor Hocking? Fire King? It is Anchor Hocking. I can't remember the name of that pattern. But it's 3 nesting bowls, and they're asking $7.49 for that set. I can't remember the name of that pattern, but I'm sure it's a probably late 60s, early 70s pattern. I'll probably buy this because it is a set of 3. So that's a good possibility. Okay, let's hit another aisle here and see what we can find. That's a pretty watercolor. School supplies. Okay, update. Oh, oops. It's called Green Meadow, and I did see where a set of 3 mixing bowls sold for about $25 that did not include shipping. So at $7.49, there is some meat left on the bone, so I think I'll pick this set up. It looks like it's in really good condition. Nice to find all 3 at one time. If you're wondering what this is, I can't wait to show you. Got to get it outside. It's unique, and I think you're going to love it. I'm still looking for that poor turkey head. Buck, 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 buck. Oh, that was a chicken. What is a turkey? Oh, gobble. I need to go home. Well, there's just something I love about this 1930s waterfall front furniture, which was so modern at that time and really doesn't have much of a following today. But these pieces are a little unusual. It's a little above and beyond what you normally see. Just look at the details and the mirrored glass that you see. A lot of times these are blue, sometimes it's pink. In this case, it looks like it's either amber or gold. I love it. Exotic veneers. This is really, really well done. I hope you can hear me. I've got my mask on. Classic 1930s. It's missing some things. Look down here. This is just, it's, oh my goodness. You could sit in your own bedroom and pretend you're a Hollywood star. Can you just imagine Myrna Loy putting on her makeup in front of something like this? There I am. Hi, everybody. It's really pretty. A little rough around the edges. It's missing some pieces down here. But look up top. Very, just, I love the workmanship. And the mirror. I know you can't see it. Let me back up so you can really see it. So there's the wardrobe with the drawers and everything, and the little cabinet here. My grandparents used to call this a chifforobe. I'm sure there's a technical difference between a wardrobe and a chifforobe. I'll have to look it up when I get home, but really cool. Art Modern, 1930s. How many of your grandparents had furniture just like that? I'm still enjoying the furniture. Very circa 1930, that piece right there. This is earlier. This would be more 1915 into the very early 20s. That's pretty as well. Look at the veneers on this. The grain, absolutely beautiful. This dresser is only $65. Missing a knob, but you could deal with that. In fact, the knob might be in the drawer somewhere. That's just absolutely beautiful. Look at the veneer on that. And they call it zebra matched when they take two pieces and cut it and match it together like that. That's absolutely beautiful. How many times have I said that? Years ago when my father and I had a little antique business together, we dealt almost solely in furniture. My dad would have loved that piece right there. All right, I see those big round mirrors. That means it's the 1930s. Let's get over there and take a look at that. I'm in my local Restore store where I find lots of interesting things. Late 30s, early 40s buffet. This, my friends, is what we refer to in the trade as brown furniture. Poor old brown furniture. It's just lost its popularity. Not with me, though. Not with me, but hopefully this poor old brown furniture, nice piece from the 60s. I know I'm not completing my sentences. I have a habit of doing that. Here again, 1930s, a much less expensive set. This is what you typically see. These round mirrors were enormously popular in the 1930s and 40s. I love the mirror clips. A little etching on the outside. More late 30s, early 40s, very modern at that time. And then we get This 19, what, the 60s, the French provincial stuff, right? Okay, more French provincial down here. Oh, I know, I wanted to get over to see the backs of those. So we'll go around that way now. Oh, there sure is a lot of it. Okay, there's another one. Scooting right by. Here's a probably a stereo cabinet from the 1940s. Sort of an Asian look to it. And let's see if anything is left inside of it. Oh, it's still there. It's a Bendix, B-E-N-D-I-X, and it's all still there. That is great. These are usually gutted, but it's there. Now this side, there's nothing. Here's your speaker down here. So it doesn't look like it's a phonograph. It looks like it's just the radio. I love it. Very 1940s. Good condition. Can you tell I'm having a good time in here? More from the 1930s, and this is much lighter in color. But still, these great big, huge round mirrors. You remember these. And it's so hard to sell this furniture today. It's just not a style that very many people are interested in. And sadly, because it's pretty stuff. I mean, I'll take that any day. And of course, this big old 1940s, 50s mahogany, right? For folks who didn't like modern furniture, but they wanted to decorate in more of the sort of colonial revival style, the more traditional style. That's what would be in their homes. That is a hideous lamp. Hello, hideous lamp. Okay, and over here we've got, oh, there's an electric fan. You might not be able to hear me. Look at these wall sconces right here. Aren't these beautiful? 20 bucks for that. And these look like, I'll have to take a closer look at that. So there's one and two of them, 40 bucks for the pair. When I turn this camera off, I'm gonna come back and take a closer look at those. All right, let's see. I'm always looking against the wall, hoping I'll find either a Maxfield Parrish print or a signed copy of the Declaration of Independence. Hey, don't laugh, it happened up here in the Philly area. Oh, I think it was maybe about 15 years ago, or maybe longer than that, but somebody was at a local flea market and they found a rare, original, handwritten copy of the Declaration. I think it was the Declaration, something colonial. I don't exactly remember, but it was priceless. Okay, I'm now going into the building materials area, which is one of my favorite areas. I'll turn the camera off because you don't want to watch. I'll spend a half an hour in there looking through old coffee cans filled with nuts and bolts and screws and washers and all kinds of things collected. Here I go. Well, does this spot look familiar? I know it does, because some of you were commenting on that chair and that chair. Now, neither one of those chairs are antique. They're both from the 1960s. So, just thought I'd point that out. I didn't want you to think I left behind a expensive French chair. Anyway, I'm in this spot because I want to show you what I just found in this thrift shop today. Here is an Easter bunny, what I believe to be a chocolate mold. And I think it's an original one and not some type of a reproduction. So I know you can't see it, but we'll get it all unpacked and show you later. That is, gosh, I can't even. How much is that bad boy? Oh, come on, Bunny. He is, oh, for Pete's sake. He's not. $2.99. Again, and I think it's an old one. So we'll look at that. A lot of those were made in Germany. Not really sure about that. Here's a piece of mid-century glass. No mark on it. Not quite sure of the maker, but very mid-century. I'm trying to keep my mid-century friends in mind. And this is a little Toby jug here, made in England. I'll show that to you later. He was $1.50. And this, I did a happy dance. Can you see what it is? Yep, 1930s Art Deco chrome, usually Farberware. The glass inserts are often made by Cambridge, and this would be with a cocktail set made sometime after Prohibition went out the door. We've talked about that before. This looks like a complete set. 2 green, 2 amethyst, 2 amber, and what's the other color? Maybe that was it. So can't wait to get this home and unwrap it and see if anything is chipped. It is $5. Very exciting because I collect these. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. Oh, and also for $4. This is a heavy mixing bowl. It might look white in here in the store. That's not a crack. But it's not white. It's actually a ivory color or cream color. You'll see when I get it home and in regular light instead of under these fluorescent lights. I like these mixing bowls when I find them in either jadeite or in this cream color. I usually don't buy the white ones. And I'm excited to get this one in this cream color because this morning at the flea market I bought a great big jadeite bowl for $2. And so I'll now have cream and green, one in cream and one in jadeite. The jadeite one is out in the car because that came from the flea market. Okay, so let's see. It's time to get all this stuff in the car and get myself across the bridge and home. Thanks for shopping with me, everyone.